Hi and welcome to Section 3, Microsoft Access, Engaging with Data Using Forms. Building Quick Forms. In this video I will be covering the following: discussing the benefits of having Access forms, how to quickly create a simple form, how the table sub-datasheet view impacts a form, look at the other methods of form creation, explore the three viewing modes of a form, and the link with tables data record management via a form. Let's get started. Let's take a look at the key benefits of using Access forms. It provides a user-friendly experience to manage and view records. You can be more selective of what information can be seen. Records are better arranged with richer design layouts that tables and queries simply cannot provide. Data can be locked and prevented from being edited or deleted, preventing misuse. Forms provide a richer set of tools and provide more flexible formatting options with many more properties. Better automation using macros and VBA code can be added to a form and their controls via events. It provides a better way to engage with users via dialog and message boxes, and provides an easier way to navigate around an Access database. Let's now take the simple steps and create an Access form. As a reminder, when I open the Customers table, it shows me 91 records and is presented in a datasheet view, a tabular layout. I can manage the data here, of course, including deleting and filtering of records, and is open to anyone gaining access to this object and the misuse it could cause elsewhere. Using a form, however, will still allow me to do what a table provides, but it's the starting place of refining the roles and the functions a user may be restricted to carry out certain tasks and preserve the data in your Access database. For now though, here's a form that can be created based on this table. Under the Create tab, locate the Form section, and the first icon in this section is called Form, which can be clicked. By the way, the table doesn't have to be open and running when this form is being created. Simply having it selected in the navigation pane will be sufficient. Also note, with this example, as I scroll down the form, it reveals a datasheet view of the related orders for the first customer. This form would allow the user to edit and manage records across two or more tables in one view, and avoid having to open all the individual tables. The customer record can be seen one at a time and is not as a tabular view but instead known as a column layout, leaving just the related orders in a tabular view. I'm going to save the new form and call it Customers and Related Orders. Taking a closer look at the form, there are two record navigation bars, one for each table, Customers and Orders. As I scroll between Customers, its Related Orders datasheet view switches too. Within the Orders datasheet view, it too has a related table via the expandable and collapsible icon here, and reveals the order details for the active order. So there are in fact three different tables all in one view, and every value across all levels can be edited. I'm going to close this form and create another new form, but this time will be based on the Employees table. Selecting the Employees table first and then using the same form icon to generate a new form, this time there is only one table generated for this form, and again in the standard column view layout. This is because there are no related tables to the Employees table, and therefore no datasheet views or subforms have been added. I'm going to close and save this form as Employees. If you want to control the output for related tables or even related queries, and either include or exclude such links, then there are two options. A. Use the manual design form or form wizard methods, which I will shortly cover, and control these options. Or B. You can change the table's properties regarding the sub-datasheet option as follows. If I open the table Customers and run the datasheet view, you'll see the expandable plus icon to the immediate left of every record, suggesting there is a linked table and is accessible, or which the quick form creation icon copied by example. To turn this off, so the form will copy by example and without the sub-datasheet view, you need to do the following in the current table view. Under the Home tab for the open table, look in the section called Records and click the More icons drop-down like so. You'll see the sub-menu to remove the related table. Click Remove. You'll need to close and save the table before it can be used for the form creation process. But it's now going to create the form with just the Customers table and no other related tables. I can now save and close the new form as Customers. To reinstate the sub-datasheet view is a matter of reversing the last action. With the Customers table back open in Datasheet view, under the sub-menu Datasheet command, you'll see a prompt to choose the related matching table, which needs to have a common field to match with. In this case, it's the customer ID from the Orders table. Selecting the Orders table and clicking OK, then I will need to save and close the table once again. There are of course other ways to create a form which will be required for different screen outputs and role-based tasks. They are using the Form Design View mode, which I will cover in more detail in the next video. Using the Blank Form option, which is a shorter step to the above option. Using the Form Wizard tool, a built-in step-by-step prompt to assist users during the form creation process. Using the Navigation form, multiple templates, which I will cover in more detail in another video in this section. Using Multiple Items form, a quick way to generate a list of formatted view of a table. Using Datasheet form, another quick way to generate a datasheet view and embed it into a form. Using Split form, building both a column and tabular layout for related tables or queries. And using the Modal Dialog form, a pop-up form used for interacting with users and will be covered in another video later in this section. Let's show you some of these methods. All the forms are created from the same section under the Create tab here. Using the blank form icon, there's no need to select a table first, as with this example I can just click the icon. And the field list window appears alongside a blank running form. Choosing the required table as its source for the new form and then expand the fields which can be dragged and dropped or double-clicked to auto-fit onto the new form canvas, I'm going to expand the suppliers table like so. Then by double-clicking on the following fields: supplier ID, company name, contact name, city, country, email, and phone. Notice the field list window now filters for only the related tables which you could also append, and if so, will create a linked datasheet view to the related table and their field selection. The form is ready to be used, but is very plain looking and will require some more design, effort and editing at some point. But for now, I will close and save this form as suppliers. One of the most flexible form creation options to use is the Form Wizard tool as follows. Again, it is optional to whether you select a table or even a query, but if you do, it will default to this in the opening screen we are now going to see. Selecting the Customers table, I can now choose the Form Wizard icon from the same section on the ribbon bar. If I wanted to switch the table or the query data source, then it's here and can be changed, showing its fields listed below. If I choose Customer ID, Company Name and Country fields, I can add fields from another table, ideally a related table, with its fields ready to be listed and appended. Choosing the Orders table then, and picking a handful of fields to append, will recognize a relationship for the next screen that follows. Do note, this screen will be different if I had just chosen the one table. This screen needs to confirm the relationship, which is correct but can be changed to suit. You could opt for the Linked Forms option, which will create two separate forms with a button to call the other. Clicking Next, here you can decide on the output view of either a tabular, which is a formatted version of the datasheet view, for the sub-datasheet view of the subform, in this case Orders. Clicking Next, the final screen will require two new additional names for your forms, as there are in effect two forms being created in one view. I'm going to call the forms as follows: FRM, Customers and Orders, and SUB, Customers and Orders, just to keep them associated by using a similar name, but with a different convention. It's purely up to you though. Before I click the Finish button, you can decide if you want to run the form or go straight to the design view and continue setting the form's properties, which I will be covering in more details in another video. Clicking Finish, you can see this will require some further enhancements, but for now, the Form Wizard tool has generated the two forms ready for data management. There are three viewing modes for a form. Form View, which opens and runs the form in its full glory, allowing the records to be viewed, edited and even deleted, subject to the form's setting and their properties. The Layout View, which is a mix between the Form View and the Design View, and provides the ability to carry out both basic tasks of the form's settings, properties, as well as manage and preview the data. And the Design View is the full traditional design components with their properties, with some added differences between this and the Layout View. It's a preference and choice to which of the last two you prefer. But to add a chart, for example, to your form, you'll need to be in the full Design View mode. You can also right mouse click on any selected form and choose from the three view modes listed in the pop-up menu. When you work with either Layout or Design View modes, you'll see there are extra tabs that appear on the ribbon bar. More on this in the next video. Finally, there's not much to say about record management via a form here, other than it's identical to working directly within a table, as previously covered in earlier videos. The Home tab will provide the same sorting, filtering, editing and formatting options for a standard form. If a form has been locked down, like the prevention to delete a record, then the same feature and function will also be switched off too, to reflect the current form setting. This is the clear difference between a table and a form for the same record source. To summarize then, you now know the benefits of using Access Forms. You can quickly create a simple form. Know how the table's sub-datasheet viewer impacts a form when it's being created. Discovered other methods to form creation. Explored the three viewing modes of a form. And made the connection for record management via a form.